Hello, I'm Yorick, and I am LPing the game Dishonored, the Sonic of the stealth genre. If you're wondering what the heck that means, stay a little while. Humor me, if you will. But first, to people who've been watching this longer, I'm going to show off a new ability that I had, but I haven't used yet, and forgot to mention I got it. I call it Summoning Evil Jerry. Arise, evil Jerry, arise, for destiny has decreed this the moment that flesh is pierced by teeth. Oh god, that looks painful. You might be wondering, in a route where I'm trying not to, kill people, why I just summoned a swarm of man-eating mice, rats actually. It's because it's actually a good ability if you're going for a non-lethal route. It isn't lethal, actually. I'm skeptical as to whether or not it's doctor approved. Somehow I think it's slightly hazardous to your health. But if you're using it on one or two guards, it is definitely lethal for one guard. It is mostly lethal for two guards. But once you get to 3 guards, they're actually able to fight off the rats. But while they're doing that, they're a little busy, fighting for their lives, or at least trying to save their comrades. It gives you time to sneak by them, so it's actually a great diversion tactics for large groups. If you upgrade it to level 2, someone's gonna die, period, even if the guards are successful fighting off the rats. Okay, I'm in this little warehouse room. There was 2 ways to go through this. You can either go down and sneak by the guards, or... well, that's annoying. Or you can go up here and go the smart stealthy route. Now, normally, for most people who don't have like a double jump or a super blink, you need to turn that valve, and then it moves the little chain over here so you can play Tarzan of the warehouse. I don't need to, but I'm just showing off. You will need this whale oil if you intend to go the smart sneaky route. And there we go. Now, that's open. You can use this little... not exactly sure why this minecart sort of thing is here. I mean, it's like a 5-foot track. What's so heavy that it needs to be moved from there to there? Or it even needs to be moved a short distance. I don't know. However, I just called Dishonored. Sorry, I got that backwards. The Sonic of the stealth genre. What do I mean by that? Because in this level in particular, this is how I think the entire game should be based. And I love this mission. Granted, there's another level I love as well, but we'll get to that. This level is mostly a very linear level. You go in a straight line, more or less. However, there are a bunch of side paths you can take, and it occurred to me that this is actually how most of the old great Sonic games were designed. They were basically a straight line, left to right, most of the time, or up or down, or whatever way. That's the ruin, I'll try to get in a second. But they had a bunch of like side paths and stuff, and basically, getting through the level was simple, but the real challenge and the real enjoyment out of these old Sonic games... this door's locked. Obviously, you can't get through there, so we're going around the back. Was finding the perfect path to, like, speed run through the level. Getting everything perfect, getting all the jumps, learning how the system works. And that's kind of how Dishonored, I feel, when it's at its best, this is how Dishonored is. You're learning the level layouts, you're getting through as quickly as possible, and even in terms of just like how you fight. In Dishonored, this is probably in terms of the stealth genre, you're most powerful in Dishonored, I think, compared to any other stealth game. I mean, you can take on a crazy amount of people and kill them really fast and efficiently. That's a pretty picture. And a similar thing can be said... shoot. Yeah, I think I'm fine. They can't fight me here. But a similar thing happens in Sonic. Like, all your attacks, the homing attack, the roll... not only are they fast, kill people in one hit, but more importantly, they keep a momentum, sort of speed that really encourages the speedrunning mentality. Dishonored has a very similar vibe at times, and if a sequel is ever made, I hope they encourage that vibe and design it more like this level. Granted, there's another level, like I said, that's designed differently, but I enjoy, and obviously there's some room, you need to change things around a bit, but majority of the game I feel would have been... oh, son of a... jeez, oh no, come on! Crap, I've done this perfectly before. Oh, shoot. Oh, come on, I can parry bullets, I think. It's gotta be possible. Crap. You know, this is why I never get the instant sleep dart upgrade. Every time I trank them, they'll always attack me, yes, but I always just parry it so nothing comes of it. So yeah, that was just a random thought I had. Take it with what you will. Maybe I'm thinking about Sonic because right before recording this, I was watching the trailer for Sonic Lost World. And I'll be honest with you, this is at least from the trailer, that's the first Sonic game I'm actually looking forward to. I mean, it looks great. I don't know how it turns out. If you're watching this future and it turns out to be horrible, I don't know. I'm judging it purely based off a trailer, which I know... Oh, shoot, I screwed that up. Is, you know, superficial. It's not going to prove anything one way or another, but at least from initial outlooks, it looks really good. How Sonic probably should have been designed a long time ago. Oh well, anyway. Another thing I want to talk about is, like, I've made note of my many issues with this game. But what I really love about this game, and if there's ever a future sequel I hope it's based off, is it doesn't exactly play like many, and I'm gonna kill this zombie and not feel guilty about it. Screw you, game. What I really hope is encouraged is, unlike a lot of stealth games where you almost feels a little Metal Gear Solid-y, where you just hide in a corner for a long time. You do similar things in Splinter Cell. That's interesting. But this game, you can kind of play it an entirely different way because of Blink and the agility abilities, where instead of, you know, hiding, you just move quickly enough from point to point that you just can't be caught. And I find that a much more interesting and fun way to play the game. And unfortunately, because this game gives you the choices and you don't have to choose the mobility upgrades, also, you can get up there without my mobility upgrades by just lowering this drawbridge, so. But, what was I going with? Oh, right. Since you can choose the upgrades you want, its problem with choice is, granted it empowers you to make decisions, but at the same time, it dilutes everything, because since you have the ability to choose any option, the games have to be designed in such a way that every option is viable. This is kind of where the Deus Ex Human Revolution sort of failed, particularly in the boss battle regards. Yeah, you know, they gave you all the choice until the boss battle came, at which point, if you didn't upgrade your combat abilities, the game basically says, screw you. Dishonored, it doesn't suffer from that flaw, but at the same time, I feel like it's diluted everything to such a point that nothing is as fun as it could have been. Yeah, I hate these load tabs. Oh well, Dishonored can't be blamed for... No, actually it can be blamed for load times. Okay, shoot, what's wrong? Come on, what the hell? Come on. Okay, there we go. I have no idea what's up with my controller. Maybe the battery's dead, but it said it was.
Well now,
okay, back.
Even a wealthy
battery change, save.
City watch. Gangs are cutting throats and smashing windows left and right. And the weepers, excuse me, the plague victims are worse. Are you saying the Lord Regent is wrong for imposing curfew?
It won't do you any good to bait me, officer. But don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll profit. The smart man can come out ahead, even in the time of plague.
Sure, like that Sokolov. He's doing fine. Always a lot of exotic items coming and going from his place. Keeps this place running, at least for now.
Yes, if by exotic you mean foul-smelling as a witch's bottom. The royal physician will be fine too, until he crosses the wrong man.
You know, now that I'm thinking about a Dishonored sequel, if I just got my wish or whatever, and I could at least ask for some things made in it, first off, I would really prefer if there was no main character. Instead, there's like some larger conflict, but you get like 3 or 5 protagonists, each with shorter games, sure, but I don't know, probably something along the lines of 5 to 7 levels each. But each protagonist obviously has some specific abilities, no upgrades or any choice allowed into it. But all the levels were based around their abilities. Like, someone similar to the way I'm playing Corvo, who has a bunch of agility abilities, or mobility abilities is supposed to be more accurate. They can blink, they can jump super high, maybe fit into places other people can't. And they play it similar to the way I'm trying to play it, where it's not so much you're being totally stealthy, but you're just being so quick no one can catch you. I think that'd be awesome. And then maybe like let's say a overseer, a witch hunter of some sort, who have a bunch of anti-magic abilities, and kind of like a Batman sort of character who relies on gadgets instead of magic. Maybe a wind-up music box that temporarily shuts off magic, so you have to use it very carefully when you're fighting all these magic-laden witches and wizards or whatever. I'll explain what I'm talking about. In this game, there's an enemy you'll meet later whose special ability is they have a music box that they wind up, or they play. When that music plays, it turns off all your magic. Background lore is that some overseer in the past basically found out that the outsider's abilities run on some consistent principles, and that by playing a sequence of notes at just the right frequency, you can completely nullify magic. So, you have a wind-up box. You can use it once, and then you have to wind it up. So you have to use it strategically, and maybe a character more, kind of murder-happy. You give them a lot of crazy kill abilities, make you feel really empowered and dangerous. I don't know, a game like that, where each character has their own little subsections. They focus on different things. Remember that number. I'm not just looking at it number. But I think that would really be a better way to handle Dishonored. It's more linear, like I said, like Sonic, with some side paths, but all the levels are based around separate characters, because this world's the interesting thing, not... Also, remember that number, too. And the picture, clarify. The world's more interesting than any one character, so if you basically split up the game, focusing on different aspects and some larger conflict, I feel that would be a much more interesting game, like Game of the Year kind of a quality. Remember the picture, remember the number. Yes, there's an actual reason for it. But I'm just random ideas. I have no, no source within Arcane Studios. I have no pool. I'm just saying things I think would be interesting. Also, read this. It will clarify why I was making you pay attention to those pictures and the numbers. So, this guy's a bit eccentric while simultaneously having poor memory. And this is the combination to the safe. Granted, I should clarify, with that art dealer safe, I didn't actually have to... I'm trying to hit that. It's really annoying. The art dealer safe, I already knew the number because I played the game before. And the number doesn't change. So... in case you're wondering, I'm being a troll and I'm just... shoot. It's annoying. I'm setting it back to 0, just a troll. So if you know the number, you can just type it in on any safe in this game, but I don't feel like... it feels to me kind of cheaty. Although, the bone charms, besides a couple of them, they seem to be randomly generated, which I kind of appreciate. It keeps some element of randomness in this game, which I feel really helps. I really wish that in like stealth games like this, enemy placement and guard patrol routes were randomly generated. I feel that would really help replay value, because once you memorize all this stuff, it kind of gets a little tedious, or at least it doesn't feel quite right. You lose the fun of the first time you play through it, but I think I've done enough. This is what I'd like to see in this game, and I'm going to play the game for what it is. I still think it's really fun, and I promise to stop whining about it. Also, in case you're wondering what the heck's up with this place, read these notes that I'm showing you, and you'll figure it out. But I'm leaving, so see you next episode, hopefully.